A couple things as I get started. First and foremost, I want to compliment BYU in a couple of different areas. First, certainly their football team. I think Coach Mendenhall and his staff has done an outstanding job putting together a top 25 program, and he and I talked in warm-ups. It's his 10th year here as head coach, and just an outstanding job, and give them a lot of credit. I also thought what their program did today in terms of the recognition on 9/11 and the pregame atmosphere, and I thought just was outstanding. So I just want to commend them for just a great event, if you will, for lack of a better term. Good football game. I thought our program did some things in terms of improvement from our first two contests, and again, still made some mistakes which hurt us from the very beginning. Things we hadn't done, things we'll certainly get corrected, some in the kicking game, some on both sides of the ball, offense and defense as well. But a loss is a loss. However, I will say coming into a hostile environment, playing a top 25 team, and falling behind 23-0 and never losing confidence or our composure on the sideline, battling back and having an opportunity to come back late and tie the game. I was proud of our student athletes, our staff, and our coaches. So, again, some things we need to correct, and we'll certainly get that done here when we get back to Houston. Any questions?
Coach, what do you credit for the momentum change in the second quarter? How you guys got back in the game?
Well, a couple things. I think we had better field position on offense. I think turnovers certainly. That's kind of been our MO, if you will, last year, and although it's a short season, last week's win and tonight, not often in football, regardless of level, do you have the plus turnover margin that we had tonight, not win the football game, but I thought that was it in the second quarter, and certainly the turnover right before half when BYU executed a good wheel route down the sideline, and at the end of the play we stripped the ball and got it back to your midfield with 3 seconds left and converted the Hail Mary for points. Certainly that gave us momentum going into the locker room at halftime.
Is that kind of what you take away from this game, just the resolve that your team had to scratch back and fight back into the contest?
I would say yes, and I would say a couple things. I think number one, the way we prepared, and again, it was a short week certainly for both programs, but I just told our student athletes the attitude they had, the way they approached this week, knowing we were going on the road into a hostile environment, playing a top 25 physical program, I thought was outstanding, their preparation. And again, falling behind like we did, it was a little bit reminiscent, if you will, of last season, getting down 10-0 early and then returning the kickoff and getting ourselves back in the game last season. So, but again, I think you had an appropriate word in terms of resolve. Our guys didn't panic. No one in our program did, and the other thing that we take away from it is, I think how well we took care of the ball offensively, and our defense creating those turnovers again.
17 points off 3 turnovers. So you feel like you guys took advantage of the breaks then?
Without question, and again, the turnovers got us back in the ball game. Really, that's what did it. And again, we had much better field position, certainly because of that. I thought in the second half when BYU tried to fake the punt and we stopped them at midfield, that hurt us not taking advantage of that possession offensively. In my mind, that goes down mentally for me as a turnover because of the momentum and because of the field position. I thought that was a big play at that point that we were unable to take advantage of that.
Got off to a slow start at that first possession especially, and then he seemed to get into a groove as well. And can you just comment on his performance?
Well, I thought John showed improvement tonight, and I don't know if he got off to a slow start. We were trying to run the ball early. We were unable to do so, put us in some long yardage downs again early on, and then our offensive line when we were throwing it, I thought was giving John great. Bless you. I thought he was giving us great protection. So, I don't know if it was him getting off to a slow start, if you will. I thought our offense certainly got off to a slow start, and then I thought when we kind of abandoned the run. Unfortunately, we felt like we were not being efficient running the football, and we ended up throwing the ball. We had some big plays, and we started to move the chains and get our offense into a rhythm at that point.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that run discrepancy between BYU and known for its aerial attack. They had over 300 yards. You guys only had 10. Were they doing something different that just took that part of the game away from you?
And you said BYU is known for its aerial attack? Is that what you said? Okay. Well, but again, a couple of things. No, they weren't doing anything different. I think nationally, in our opinion, I haven't looked at the stats, but BYU is traditionally a top 10 to 20 defense nationally, and they're certainly great against the run. And sometimes you can break even, if you will, in terms of you pop some runs, and the defense will have success at times as well. And we were not having success. A great run for us tonight was a 3 or 4 yard gain, and we were having too many gains of 0 or negative yardage run plays. So we felt like we needed to abandon it and throw the football. And part of it also was the score at the time. Once we got down, we felt like to get back in, we needed to try to hit throw the ball downfield a little bit, so again, I think BYU, one of their strengths defensively, again, they're a great defense overall, but against the run, I think they're outstanding.
No offense was intended. You guys have pretty good aerial.
No, I wasn't. I didn't mean it that way. No, I didn't mean it that way. Yeah.
Talk about your thoughts on Taysom Hill.
Well, I said this all week. When I was in Houston, Texas, I think he doesn't get the credit for whatever reason nationally that I think he deserves, and for what he's done in his career, for what he's done in the 3 games they've played this season. They've played 3 quality opponents, and I said this jokingly, and I now actually believe myself. I think they list him at 6'2", 233, and that may be when he was 10 years old. I mean, he to me is much bigger than that. And again, when you talk about a dual threat quarterback in college football right now, he's as good as I've seen. He can throw it, he's accurate, he can run it, and I think we've got an outstanding defense, and we've got great tacklers defensively, and you got to gang tackle him. And I know we'll face some quality quarterbacks over the course of this season, and I know there's certainly some premier ones nationally, but I think his name needs to be up there with the best in the country this season.
Do you feel like he was the difference in the game?
Well, I'm not going to say yes or no in terms of was one student athlete in the game of football the difference. I think it's we talk about it being the ultimate team sport. You got 11 guys on offense, defense, and special teams, and certainly you can try to stop the run, you can try to stop the pass. He can do both at a very, very high level. So I thought his performance was outstanding tonight.
Your thoughts on when Trevin Stewart made that interception? That was a pretty play. You only got 3 points out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Your kind of thoughts there.
Well, I think certainly when Trayvon, that was an unbelievable interception he made, and we did come away with points. So at that point, it was a 2-possession game. I believe we were down by 11. So when we didn't get, we were stopped on 3rd down. We elected to kick the field goal to make it a 1-possession game, go down by 8. So, again, would you have liked to score a touchdown? Certainly, but we did come away with points, and I think that was, I think it was a big play in the football game, certainly late.